So I've been asked a few times to kind of explain what careers guidance really is and what it might look like. So careers guidance really is just when an advisor, a trained and qualified experienced advisor, works usually one-to-one. It can be offered in groups, but generally it's more successful and more known to be one advisor and one individual working together really to form some sort of action plan that's going to help that person decide some of the areas they might want to focus on in the future in terms of their careers. Most of my videos and most of my work is in secondary school, so if I focus a bit more on that, because obviously that's the area of my expertise, although obviously careers happens with lots of adults and in lots of different settings with lots of different age groups very successfully. In secondary schools, it's most often going to be offered around kind of transition points. So by that we mean at kind of the times where young people are making those critical decisions. So usually when they're making like their option choices is one of the times where careers may be offered one-to-one, maybe for certain students that have very set career ideas of what they want to do, so that they can know and be ahead of the game about what steps they can do to make that idea more successful, more likely to be achievable. It might also be useful for students that really don't have a clue at all, and I think that's what quite often where both students and parents are a bit like, oh, why do they need to see anyone, because they don't have a clue what they want to do. But actually that can be really useful too, because it's just about getting to know what you're interested in, getting some reflection time to think about what you like and what you don't like. And if you do have some ideas, even if it's just looking at general industry areas, which actually is often better than knowing a specific job in mind, but if you have a general industry area that you're interested in, that can help you be more motivated in the kind of subjects that you need to do for that particular area, and it can help you be more motivated in your studies overall. So careers guidance really is just about kind of getting the opportunity to reflect on yourself a little bit and think about what you enjoy, and also thinking then about what the future and what kind of things you're going to want in your life. And they're quite big questions, but it's important to think about some of the values that you have and the things that are important to you. I mean, even things down to kind of where you want to live. Like if you want to stay local to the place that you're growing up in, that might have impact into the kind of jobs and industries that you can look at. Whereas if you want to travel and you're really interested in language and things, then obviously you're looking at more of the global job market. So that's where careers guidance can be really helpful, is looking at what's out there and helping to support you into making the right decisions for you moving forward. And those transition points, as I say, both are options, and also when you're coming up to sort of leaving school or going on into college or sixth forms or going on into university, it's at those points where sometimes these are the first kinds of big independent decisions that people have made, and there's a lot of people that have input into that from your teachers and parents and carers and families and friends and things. But actually sometimes it's really nice to meet with someone neutral who doesn't have an agenda behind what decision you make, that can help guide you through some of that process and support you with that. And hopefully it's a really worthwhile experience for that person to have somebody that's on their side and that believes in them, that can support them to get the very best out of what can be quite challenging and scary next steps for some people.